So I'm back again with another transfer rumour video, and today we have a selection of transfer rumours, and some of these actually could happen. Some of these are very likely to happen. And today we've got the likes of Gylfi, Sigurðsson, Virgil, Van Dijk and Kelechi, Iheanacho. So Kelechi Iheanacho is going to be leaving this summer, I reckon, and that's depending on who he goes to, because Pep Guardiola has already confirmed he's leaving. So whether he goes to Leicester, whether he goes to another Premier League club, or whether he goes abroad is a bit of an argued subject at the moment. But a £25 million deal is close apparently, and they're already just discussing personal terms and some clauses, because Pep Guardiola, he's a bit risky because he's wanting a buyback clause. So as soon as Kelechi Iheanacho goes out, if he starts getting amazing, if he starts getting like to the heights and he's a really good player, they have a clause just for Manchester City so they can buy him back without a bid being rejected for a certain amount. So that's quite a good clause, but whether I agree with it is a different matter. But Leicester quite like their Nigerian strikers, with Ahmed Musa actually being up front already. So whether he joins is a bit of a mystery, but I reckon the deal will happen in the end. So the next transfer rumour is a player obviously from Serbia who may be moving from Chelsea to Manchester United, but this deal is looking unlikely. He's getting more and more unlikely as the days go on. But Nemanja Matic was discussing personal terms with Manchester United, as he wants to link back up with Jose Mourinho, who obviously left Chelsea last summer. But a £50 million bid is set to be made in the near future, actually, because they actually bid £35 million before this, but it got rejected by Conte. So it's looking unlikely at the moment, but Matić, obviously a great player, he's obviously wanting to go back in with Jose Mourinho and work with him, but obviously it'll be a great transfer for Manchester City. Get Daily Blind out of the way, he's absolutely awful. So yet another player may be heading to Manchester United. So this deal is looking more likely than the Matic deal. So Jose Mourinho apparently wants to invest in some creative talent for his team. But Perisic is quite a good player. He's obviously got better. He was at Wolfsburg before. He moved to Inter Milan and he's done amazing there. Obviously he's getting an upgrade next year to, I think, an 86 would be fair. But Perisic left the Inter training camp so he could discuss personal terms with Manchester United. So that is a big step. Virgil van Dijk's actually left. He's been left out of the training camp for Southampton, but we'll get into that later. But he's a £47 million deal is close to be completed, apparently. But I think that's a bit pricey, you know. This has been the craziest transfer window I've probably ever seen in my short lifetime. But just money's been flying around. 52 million for Benjamin Mendy. I hadn't even heard of him a few months ago, and it's absolutely ridiculous the amount of money they are spending. But obviously Kyle Walker's gone for a lot of money as well, and Manchester City are just splashing the cash. But Lukaku, bit expensive on that deal, but he's a class player, so I think that's worth it. But Perisic, I actually think this deal could happen realistically, and it could go through in the coming weeks. Right, so Gylfi Sigurðsson is kind of set to move to Everton, but I don't think this deal will happen. I think Everton have placed in a £40 million bid. I mean, that is extortionate to start with for a player that can only take free kicks and corners for £40 million. But Swansea have the cheek to go and ask for £50 million. Everton and Leicester have put in £40 million bids, so there is some competition there. But £50 million is extortionate. I mean, Gylfi Sigurðsson is a class player, but he's not £50 million. £50 million 10 years ago could have got you Zinedine Zidane. So you're thinking about how inflated prices have got this summer, just because clubs can actually ask for a bit more for a overhyped player. That's what I think. I mean, Sigurðsson, he's quality. He was quality last season, but he's limited. He's great on the pitch, but his main trait is that he can take free kicks and score them some of the time and take corners. So I think this is a bit strange one. I don't think it will happen. I don't think Everton will fork out £50 million to actually sign him, let alone Leicester, who want to sign Kelechi Iheanacho for £25 million. So that's pretty much a bargain for a 20-year-old, £25 million. But 50 million for Gylfi Sigurðsson is way too much in my opinion. So, Virgil van Dijk has been left out of his training camp for Southampton. So that is a big step in the way of telling everyone that Virgil van Dijk is leaving. But he's more strongly linked to Liverpool, I think. But just the sheer fact that Manchester City are throwing multiple millions of pounds around this summer, the fact that they could spend 60 million on Virgil van Dijk is ridiculous. And Liverpool obviously have, I don't know whether they can afford that with the players they've already signed or the players they're planning on signing, but I just don't think Liverpool will fork out that much. I mean, Manchester City are really trying to strengthen their defence with the departure of Zabaleta. Bakary Sagna was released, I think. And they've just got Otamendi, Company, whose knees are like, I don't know, sticks. That can break at any moment, but they're just trying to get in defence. They've brought in Kyle Walker, they've brought in Benjamin Mendy, and they've brought in one more, but I can't remember. I think they have, but Virgil van Dijk could be an amazing signing. I mean, he's solid at the back. Southampton really counted on him last season in the Europa League as well, when they, I think they beat Inter Milan, or they were definitely in a round with Inter Milan. But I think Virgil van Dijk could make that move to Manchester City as it is linked, and it could be a good transfer, to be honest. Thank you very much for watching this transfer rumour video. If you did enjoy, please hit that like button and subscribe if you are new around here. We're gaining quite a lot of subscribers in the coming weeks. It might not be a lot to some other YouTubers, but 300 subscribers in a few months is absolutely amazing for me. I've never got above 200 subscribers before this channel. But I'm really happy that we're gaining quite a lot, and quite a lot of views actually. We're nearly at 100,000 channel views, so that could be amazing if we hit that in the next coming weeks. But thank you guys very much for watching. Please hit that like button. I've already said that, so I'll see you in the next video.